We rolling? We're live. Cool. What's up, guys? Shane here. So I just wanted to make a quick introduction for today's video. Super excited for this one because I had one of my favorite Muay Thai fighters to come over and train at the Fight Tips gym, the Soul Assassin, Kevin Ross. Now, if you're not a fan of Kevin, you will be after watching this video. Great guy, hell of a fighter. He came over, we got some pad work in, we did some flow drills, and then we just had a really nice conversation. Talked a little bit about how he got started in Muay Thai. He actually started very late. He didn't start until his 20s, but then went on to become a multiple world Muay Thai champion. Talked a little bit about his philosophy when it comes to training and fighting, meditation, and we even talked about what we think happens after we die. So you guys are gonna like this footage, and then stay tuned because we're gonna be releasing a second part where Kevin and I did some sparring. You guys are gonna like that. I got my ass whooped. But until then, sit back, relax, take some notes, and enjoy. You started in Muay Thai relatively late in life, right? I mean, you were
super late.
How old?
23.
See, and a lot of people still are like, they're like, is 18 too old to start martial arts?
People hit me up all the time with that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I'm almost 18. Do you think it's too late for me to start? I'm like, do you know when I started? They're like, no, when?
Yeah.
I tell them, like,
What? But you've been doing it a long time.
now, yeah.
You're old, is what I'm saying.
Now I'm old. I'm very old for the fight game, for sure.
But did you have any prior, I guess, martial arts experience?
None.
Sports, like any competitive
I mean, I played everything really growing up, but nothing to the extent of, you know, like high school or college or anything. You know, I never really enjoyed team sports at all. I love competing, but when it came to having to rely on other people, I just couldn't push myself because it's like no matter how hard I push myself, I have to worry how hard you're pushing yourself.
Yeah.
And I just really lost my taste for it. Like middle school, I was just done.
Where'd you grow up? Pittsburgh.
Everywhere, really. I was born in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Reading, that's right.
Yeah. Spent a lot of time up and down the East Coast, and then I moved to Vegas in '94.
That's where you first started training Muay Thai?
Yeah. So I moved there in '94, and then I started training in 2003.
So, walk me through that. What's it like trying to be a part of a sport that isn't popular, isn't recognized? You can't find a lot of fights, right? Was it hard to find fights back then?
You know, actually back then there was a lot more amateur fights, smokers, things like that.
Was it kickboxing or Muay Thai?
Well, I mean, it's amateur, so it's not like we didn't have like full rules or nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So technically it's kickboxing, but also our trainer, Master Toddy, he had an in with the commission, and we fought full rules as amateurs, no gear, full elbows, everything. Like I think my 6th fight was full rules.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? So people thought I had a lot more pro fights than I did because I had so many of those. And just viewing them, it looks like they're pro fights, but they were amateur, or I didn't get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was going on then, but at the same time, there was no higher level fights that you could even view. You know, this is before YouTube and social media and everything. So the only thing we had to view was like fights from Thailand that were like a month old that we'd get VHS tapes of.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But that was also what we set our bar at as like, this is where we need to get to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so in that
yeah.
sense, everybody was continually trying to push themselves, where nowadays it's not the same thing.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the evolution of the sport now, because Thailand is the motherland. They're the ones who always win all the world tournaments. But now the USA is actually doing really well because of some of the trainers that have come over here and really evolved the sport, evolved the way that people are training and getting ready. What's the future of Muay Thai look like in America?
It kind of depends, you know. It's basically always depended, not even so much. I mean, obviously the training is great, you know, when we have better trainers, you get that, but at the same time, it's more about the people involved, whether they want to push themselves. 'Cause you have the best trainers in the world, but if you're not willing to take the steps up that you need to and get yourself out there like you need to, you're not going to get any better. And that really hasn't changed in the last 15 years. There's still only a handful of people who really are testing themselves, fighting on the world stage, risking going up experience level. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
in that aspect of it, it's not that different now. It's just more, it's easily viewed now.
All right, what about more of an abstract question then? What is it that really motivates and drives someone to be a fighter, to be a champion? Because I think in Thailand, a lot of it is money because they fight,
Yeah,
they make money.
I mean, it's all money. I mean, no, I don't think there's very few people there who are getting into it just because they love Muay Thai and want to do it for fun. You know, it's all about money. It's all about supporting their families. It's, you know, I'd say that is 99% of it, to an extent.
Wouldn't you argue though that that's not like a lasting motivation? That's
Well, yeah, that's why most of them retire when they're 22, 23. Yeah. Other than the ones who, well, nowadays too, with it being a little more widely accepted, guys, you see guys switching over to kickboxing, and understanding they can go on the worldwide and fight people that aren't as difficult, you know, and make a lot more money than they ever made in Thailand. You know.
Why is it that kickboxing is more popular than Muay Thai? Because it's an umbrella type of martial art?
Kickboxing is more. I think kickboxing is a little easier for people to wrap their minds around globally, where Muay Thai it's a very specific kind of niche sport, you know, with the culture and everything and all the stuff that goes into it. It's not for everybody. You know, where kickboxing closer to boxing in that sense, where like everybody can understand it really, like it's people hitting each other, and they get it. You know, it's something about Muay Thai. It's a little too hokey for some people. I don't know, hokey's not the word, but a little too much rituals, too much history maybe.
Yeah.
Too much respect maybe as well. You know, so I think those things are confusing to some people who think about fighting as just like two people beating each other up.
I like it. I agree. Want to hit some mitts?
Sure.
Could I have the honor?
Yes.
Cool, let's do it. Let's just do some boxing first.
Perfect.
Let's talk about some of your idols.
Idols? You mean other than you?
Not. I do have honest questions for you though.
Oh, those weren't honest?
No, all the other ones were completely dishonest. What do you think of what I do?
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
I mean, do I think it's bullshit?
Like does it
I think
rub
it's
you the
corny?
wrong? Is it corny? Does it rub you the wrong way? Is there anything that bothers you about it?
I would say if I didn't pay attention to really what you're doing and the fact that you do seek out knowledge and express it in the way like this is what I learned from this individual, and you don't try to pass it off as like your learned knowledge from your years of experience, like the way you go about it, I really appreciate that. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here standing with you.
Well, I appreciate
You know what I mean? So I think you stand out in that aspect of it. Like you're trying to bring knowledge to people, and you know how to communicate in a way that those individuals can learn it from. You know what I mean? And I think that's another huge thing. So many, like coaches specifically, they try to pass things off as their own information. Yet when it comes down to it, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They just watch the video and be like, well, how do I do it in this aspect? I don't know. And that's where a lot of coaches fall short, I find. You know, even when I teach, I try to be very vocal about that. Be like, I can show you how to do certain techniques, but if I don't use them in fighting, or if I've never used them in sparring, so I'd be like, I can only show you this aspect of it. But when it comes down to the details and stuff, and that's where people kind of miss a lot, is like, if you can't explain things in detail, then you don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's important to be transparent because people are going to find out.
Eventually. Yeah. And that's when they're like, bye.
Yeah.
And that's really all. It's like, not everything, you can only know so much, so why would you pretend? Like, they're gonna find out.
Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fear
That's
of
all.
embarrassment.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I have your blessings, man. I really appreciate that. Especially
So
since we're going to be
far.
sparring.
So far.
So what's I want to tap into the artist side of the martial arts because I know you are. I know you've written a book, Dancing with Sanchai.
Yes, sir.
I know that I mean the stuff that you put out, the videos that you put out, I believe you've written and directed those.
Wrote the film. It was based off of not a poem, but a writing I did. Johnny Bang, he was the one that had the vision for it, and then we filmed that over in Holland like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was basically something I wrote about my life, you know, the way I came up and overcoming alcoholism and starting late to the sport and everything. And that, those words and visually is really just a compressed version of my story. Yeah.
What's like the long-term goal for you? I know right now you're looking to find the next fight.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your dream? What's the ultimate goal?
It's a good question. You know, I'm constantly gonna be creating. You know, I have a difficult time just being fixated on only one thing. Even with fighting, you know, I'm still doing things on the side with art and writing, you know, those kinds of things. So I don't think I'll ever have like a job, or like one thing that I do. It's also difficult to kind of say right now too, because you know, once I'm done fighting, am I gonna want to teach and do that kind of thing, or am I gonna want to be like more separated from it?
You're a great coach. Do you like teaching?
I do. I do really enjoy it, and you know, over the past few years, I've been doing it more and more. So it's something I think I will always do in one extent or another, or to a certain level. How much though, I don't know. I don't think maybe later on in life I could see myself like just being stuck in a gym and teaching and that kind of thing. But right now, it's like I just feel like there's so many things that I have that would take my focus away from that. Like I don't feel like I have the time or energy to focus on like fighters. Like I'm your coach, but helping people out, I love to do that. I love, you know, doing seminars and teaching whenever, like I'm here, you know, I let people know if they want to work, that kind of thing. I really enjoy doing that. But like I said, who knows how I'll feel when I stop fighting. I might want to do more and I might want to do less. I don't really know. So I don't really want to like plan that out too much. I don't see myself ever like owning a gym, because I think that would make me hate it.
Maybe you become a full-time Fight Tips coach. I don't know, just throwing that out there.
I don't know if you could afford me.
Do you have a mouthpiece?
Yeah.
You want to spar? What's up, Kevin Ross? That's your bedside.
Yeah. It's like turning into like NASCAR, you're just waiting for the wreck. Somebody die.
It's gonna happen one of these days.